Everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in this video I am going to start a new chapter of biology, that is nutrition in animals. So now let's start. Holozoic nutrition, first we are going to understand. So what is holozoic nutrition? Holozoic nutrition is a mode of nutrition in which organisms feed on the food that may be solid or in liquid state. So the animals who follow the nutrition of holozoic nutrition that may feed on the food that may be solid or in liquid state. So solid and liquid state foods is also consumed by us, that we are human beings. So examples of holozoic nutrition is amoeba and human beings. So now we are going to learn processes of digestion, that are ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation and egestion. So now let's understand these terms. First, ingestion. Ingestion is taking in of food. The food that is taken in with our mouth. And second step is digestion. Digestion is breakdown of complex food substances into smaller soluble food substances. So the complex food substances are the substances which are taken in from our mouth into the stomach, and the smaller soluble food substances are the substances which are converted into smaller soluble food substances from complex food substances. So now absorption. What is absorption? When the food is digested, the digested food is absorbed into body cells. Now when the food is absorbed, it has to be utilized by our body to provide energy. So this process is assimilation. Now egestion. Egestion is removal of undigested food. So removal of undigested food is egestion. These are some 5 points that we are going to learn in many animals. So now alimentary canal. Alimentary canal is made up of these body parts, that are buccal cavity, food pipe. Buccal cavity is this thing. Food pipe is this esophagus. Food pipe is also known as esophagus. And then stomach. Stomach is this pinkish colored organ. And small intestine. Small intestine is this, which is very small. And large intestine is the tube which is surrounding the small intestine. This is large intestine. So now rectum. Rectum is this above the anus there is rectum also. So here is rectum, and under it there is anus. So do you know alimentary canal is alimentary canal with associated glands form digestive system. Now what are associated glands? Associated glands are these: liver, gallbladder and this pancreas. So these are the associated glands. Now when the associated glands here and when these parts which we have learnt are combined, that is known as digestive. So now let's move ahead. So this is the diagram of the digestive system, whole digestive system. But one thing is missing here, that is the rectum, which I told you now only. This is rectum. So now let's move ahead. Now let's understand all the parts in deep which we have studied in the digestive system. So mouth and buccal cavity. Mouth and buccal cavity. There are teeth in mouth and buccal cavity. Teeth are rooted into a socket. Okay. So this is the socket, here the gums, and it has roots which root the teeth into the socket of the bone of the jaw. Here is the jaw here. These are covered by a white, strong, shining, protective material called enamel. Do you know enamel is the hardest substance in the human body and covers the outer portion of teeth. It is mineral salts which is of calcium and magnesium, and carotene, which is a protein. So this is very important. So now let's move ahead. Permanent and milk teeth. Permanent milk teeth we are going to study, and this is the difference between these two. These are 32 in numbers, 16 in upper jaw and 16 in lower jaw. These are permanent teeth, remember. And they grow in the age of 6 to 10 years. And milk teeth now. They are 20 in numbers. They are also called the baby teeth and temporary teeth. Right, because they are the teeth which grow in the baby and they are replaced by permanent teeth of some period of time, that is 6 to 10 years. These teeth appear when a child is around 6. When the child is around 6, these teeth appear. So types of teeth are incisors, canines, premolars and molars. This is the diagram also. As you can see here, these are the canines. These sharp teeth are canines. These are the two teeth of front which are incisors. Molars are these two and premolars are these two. So now let's study the uses of these teeth. Now tongue. Tongue is attached to the floor of buccal cavity. Buccal cavity, you know what is buccal cavity. Now it helps in mixing the saliva. Tongue helps in mixing the saliva with the food and helps in the food, and it also tastes are sour, bitter, sweet and salty taste. So, food pipe or esophagus. Food pipe connects buccal cavity to the stomach. So you can see here, this is the buccal cavity here, and esophagus means the food pipe is connecting the stomach and the buccal cavity. Contraction of muscles of esophagus helps in pushing the chewed food into the stomach. Now esophagus has muscles, and those muscles contract and it helps in pushing the food to the stomach. So this is the use of food pipe or esophagus. Okay. So now we'll learn the stomach. Stomach is the widest part of alimentary canal, and it secretes gastric juices, and these gastric juices contains of mucus, hydrochloric acid and enzymes. What is mucus? Mucus protects the inner lining of stomach, right? And hydrochloric acid kills the bacteria and provides acidic medium to the stomach, right? And now suppose this is the stomach and mucus is protecting the inner lining of the stomach here. But if the acidic medium is increased and mucus is decreased, then what will happen? We'll have acidity. So this is the reason only for acidity, right? And now enzymes. Enzymes help in breaking down the food into protein, into simpler substances called amino acid. Mean when the enzymes help especially the proteins, which are then converted into amino acids after the breaking down with the help of enzymes, right? Small intestine. Small intestine is 6-7 meters long, and it helps in digestion by using 3 types of secretions, that is from liver, pancreas. So secretion from liver is the largest gland in our body, and this liver, pancreas, these are the associated glands which we have studied, okay, which together makes the digestive system. It is present slightly below of stomach on the right side. So let me show you the diagram. So now here's it. So you can see this is the stomach, and the liver is behind the stomach in the left, right? So now let's come to small intestine. So here now it secretes bile juice. The liver secretes the bile juice, and bile juice is stored in gallbladder. So bile juice is stored by the gallbladder, and bile juice plays an important role in digestion of fats. Means this bile juice, which is secreted from the liver and is stored in the gallbladder, it is helped in the digestion of fats. So this is most important thing, that it is helped in digestion in fats, okay. So secretion from pancreas. Pancreas is a yellow leaf-shaped gland and is located just below the stomach. It secretes it secretes the pancreatic juice. So pancreas secretes the pancreatic juice. This juice acts on carbohydrates, proteins, and fats and breaks them into simpler forms. So now we'll study the secretion from small intestine. The inner wall of the small intestine itself secretes the intestinal juices. This juice digests carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. So now let's move ahead. Breaking down of food by all digestive juices. So the small intestine uses the bile juice, pancreatic juice, and intestinal juices to complete the process of digestion of food in itself. So here carbohydrates are digested into simple sugars called glucose. So when the carbohydrates are break down, then the simple sugars are formed, named glucose, and protein are broken down into amino acid, which we have also learned in the last slides, and fats are broken into fatty acids and glycerol. So now let's move ahead. Here, absorption of digested food in small intestine. The inner wall of small intestine absorbs the digested food. It has a number of finger-like projections called villi. So inner wall of the small intestine absorbs the digested food, and it has some large number of, so these villi act as very important organ by increasing the effective surface area for absorptions. So let's do an experiment. Take a foam, right, and put some hairs on it, right, and pour water on it, and now only take the foam sheet. Which one will have increased absorption? This, which has roots hair in it, which is villi. So similarly, villi is also used in increasing the effective surface area for absorption of digested food. This absorbed food is passed to blood cells, right, and that is present in villi. So the food thus gets transported to all parts of body via the blood. Via means through the blood, right? It is used to produce energy and to build complex substances required by the body. This whole process is called assimilation. Now this process is called assimilation. So here the food is utilized by the body. Now we are going to learn the large intestine. So large intestine is wider and shorter than the small intestine. This is about 1.5 meters in length. So small, right? The undigested food and the unabsorbed food enters the large intestine. Here, the excess of water and some minerals, the undigested food. The leftover waste part of food passes to the rectum and is stored there as a facial matter. So the faces are eliminated through the anus. This process is called egestion. Now large intestine is wider and shorter, of about 1.5 meters in length. The undigested food, the food which is not digested and which is not absorbed by the small intestine, that food has some excess of water and some minerals. So in large intestine, these minerals and excess of water are absorbed from the undigested food. So leftover waste part, the waste part which doesn't contain of water and mineral, is passed to the rectum and is stored as a facial matter. So the faces are eliminated through the anus. This process is called egestion. Now this facial matter is undigested food. Okay. So thank you for watching. This was the end of the chapter. Thank you.